Hey guys, it's DK Rankin, real estate agent at large with Modern Realty Results and Middle Creek Realty. Welcome to February's installment of Lender's Corner. I am here with the amazing Dana DeGrave of Prime Lending here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. And today we're going to talk about potential ways that you can increase your credit score.
DK, I wanted to thank you for having me on Lender's Corner tonight.
Absolutely, Dana. It's always a pleasure. So Dana, let's go ahead and jump on into this. Why is now a good time to talk about credit?
With February being the start of tax season, if you're getting a tax return, it's a good time to invest that money. Becoming aware of your credit situation and knowing the steps to help improve your credit score will save you money. The higher your credit score is, the more favorable your lender terms will be for you.
Credit is that thing that you don't want to just lock away in a closet and just forget. If you've made a mistake, that's okay.
Right.
But let's talk about ways we can fix that.
Absolutely. And I'm not a credit counselor, but as a mortgage loan officer, here are my favorite tips from Equifax. First, stay ahead of your student loan debt. If your student loans are in deferment, they're not in deferment forever. It's your responsibility to find out when your payments will start.
Absolutely. You know, I've had a lot of clients that have assumed, and you know what happens when you assume, that the student debt was gone. And then a lot of people don't realize that if you're in default with your student loans, government loans are completely out the window. So that is a very good thing to follow up on.
Right, and it's unclear on whether or not student loan debt will be forgiven by the federal government right now. The next point is, in my opinion, one of the most important is to pay down credit card balances. Credit experts suggest that you keep your total revolving debt below 30% at all times.
Just because you may have got a new credit card with a $5,000 balance doesn't mean that you need to max it out or use even $3,000 of it. You have to be really conscious of your credit utilization as it has a direct effect.
Yes. The next point is really easy. Pay off your collections.
That is 100% correct. And this, for some people, may be an overwhelming situation, right? They may have a lot of things in collections, but a lot of people don't know that you can actually reach out to those companies and you can negotiate a settlement and negotiate your debt down to help pay it off and raise that credit score. So Dana, what would somebody do if, let's say, they had a major credit card that they've had for years and years and years? They don't necessarily use it, it's locked away. What should they do with that?
You should keep it open.
Okay.
Keep all revolving older accounts open. Closing long established accounts will shorten the age of your credit history and also lower your total debt limit.
It's no secret, right? Pretty much every store now has a credit card and every store has a special discount for that. Would it be wise for somebody just to open up to get that discount and have 19 open cards out there, or what should they do?
No, they really need to limit the credit lines they have open, and especially with credit cards, limit them so that you can pay them off monthly and try to avoid paying interest charges.
I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable for a second. This is something that I used to think was like a status thing. Like the more cards I had in my wallet, the more better it made me feel. And it actually caused me to accrue a lot of debt. And I was very quickly underwater in debt. And if I would have limited my amount of cards that I had, one, it would have restricted my ability to do that. Two, it would have caused me to be a little bit more cautious.
Another good point I like to make is to, track your credit score. That way you can take quick action. If you see your credit score drop, you can go and see immediately what changed.
And there's a plethora of options that a consumer can utilize to be able to get their credit score for free, whether it be accessing services offered on websites, or a lot of major credit card companies also offer a credit tracking software. And some of them you don't even have to be members of.
And going off your last point, DK, you want to be careful on how many hard inquiries you have and only apply for the credit that you need. Lastly, be patient. This isn't an overnight process, and it's why we suggest that you start this process 4 to 12 months before you're ready to start the buying process.
Oh my gosh, Dana, scream it from the mountaintops. That is, again, it's 100% correct. I'll be vulnerable again for my specific scenario. I was 25 and had $75,000 worth of credit card debt. I had to go through the process, and I actually ended up filing bankruptcy. And after that happens, your credit is shot for a good while. So it was really important and to remember to be patient. And you can fix 95% or almost all your credit score issues just by putting that time in. Something that I was able to utilize that really helped me. Again, after filing bankruptcy, I couldn't get any kind of credit. So I looked into a secured credit card option, which was you had to put a little bit of money in the game. As long as I kept my utilization around 30%, my credit score actually continued to grow at a rapid pace. And that's when I started using credit for its true purpose, not to just spend it on all my luxurious things that I want or I think I need, even though I don't. But it really hones me in, because let's be honest, for younger kids or even people that have questions, there's not really a lot of resources out there unless you go through the hard times yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point, DK.
Thanks for tuning in to our monthly installment of Lender's Corner. And Dana, thank you so much for offering some great wisdom on how consumers can potentially raise their credit.
Thanks for having me on this week's episode, DK. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions about what we talked about today, or if you have any mortgage-related questions, please feel free to contact me. Again, I'm Dana DeGrave with Prime Lending, and my contact information is on the screen.
Thank you again, Dana, for being on our Lender's Corner. We really appreciate you being able to share all your experience and insight. We greatly appreciate it. As always, should you have any questions about today's content or real estate questions in general, feel free to drop them down in the comments and we'll make sure they get answered. Or you can reach out to me at my contact information, which will magically pop up on the screen. And follow me on all the socials at #GetModernWithDK. Thanks so much. Stay blessed.